So, welcome to P2F Fighting. I'm James, and we got to get into this. So, I made a video yesterday about dummy rounds and some firearm safety things. And today, I told you yesterday I was going to make a video explaining why I was talking so much about clearing your weapon at all times, making sure it's clear, never leaving one in the chamber, uh, never taking a gun from someone and assuming that the chamber is clear. I always leave my guns like this anytime I'm done using them. Uh, I talked to my firearm safety instructor today about the video I made yesterday about if someone hands you a gun to clear it, and he said that even that's not safe enough. If they're going to hand you a gun, to make sure the gun is that they need to clear the gun. They need to clear the gun before they hand it to you. So they should hand it to you like this. Okay? They should not hand it to you like this. They should not hand it to you like this. So this is what happened in this situation here. I'm just going to go ahead and play the important part of this situation that happened about a month ago, I believe, in Belize with some famous lady. I don't care about that, but just listen to what happened.
Arrested. This morning, socialite Jasmine Harten is out on bail on the charge of manslaughter by negligence after the death of one of Belize's top cops, Henry Jamat. The judge ordering Harten to pay the equivalent of just under $15,000, surrender her passport, and keep to a strict curfew.
It was a very long day with long arguments, but in the end the judge felt that there was not an unacceptable risk of flight.
In court, the prosecution telling the judge Harten admitted she had been drinking when Jamat handed her his gun and asked her to practice unloading it. That's when prosecutors say she told police the gun went off accidentally, hitting the father of five behind his right ear. Jamat's body was found in the water nearby.
He will answer our prayers one day. He will. He will.
Jamat's family.
Now, that's really all you need to hear. This clip goes on longer, but I don't need to finish out the last minute or so. That's the meat of what I'm talking about now, which is gun safety. As I just said to you, they were drinking, they were drunk, whatever situation was, they were intoxicated, and the police officer who was hanging out with this lady handed her a gun like this, just like this, handed it to her. And actually, no, I'm wrong, because they said later, I don't know if you saw the details, they said later they found bullets everywhere. So he did take the mag out, but he handed it to her like this, right? Now, what did I tell you yesterday about a gun like this? You can't see through there, can you? So nobody checked the chamber. So what she's saying is that he handed her the gun and told her to practice unloading it. So if you're going to practice unloading it, I would assume that they're talking about maybe, mag release. Or he's talking about, racking the slide, one or the other. But somehow in this situation, the gun went off, hitting behind his ear, and killed him. And I played that little bit about his family there because you see who this affects. This is negligence to the highest order. Negligence to the highest order. There's not a strong enough phrase I can say except for never hand someone a gun like this. Never receive a gun from someone like this. If it's going to happen, turn, clear it, and make sure everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Rack that slide, and should be able to see right through there. You should be able to see through there. If you get a gun like this in this fashion, then you know it's safe. But in their case, he either handed her a gun like this, or he handed her a gun like this, and she didn't check. She did not check to make sure it was clear, and somehow she shoots him in the back of his head. Now, as I said to my farm instructor, my farm safety officer this morning, I was saying, how did this happen? He's a cop. A cop would know better, wouldn't he? And he said, no. He said, just because someone's a cop doesn't mean that they're expert at firearms, you know, and that's true. Uh, as I said to you yesterday, there are some people who practice with their firearms, dry fire, and on the range shooting live fire. And there are others who don't pull their gun out of the box until they have to do something like a qualification or some kind of mandatory shooter training or when they're in a situation. And that's why you get so many security and law enforcement that shoot at people and don't hit them and hit other people all around them, just fill walls with holes. Well, in this situation, he was intoxicated on top of the fact that he had a loaded gun. He's teaching her stuff with a loaded gun mixed with alcohol. This is a bad combination. A terrible, terrible combination. He hands her a gun like this while he's intoxicated, tells her to work on her unloading him, said to her, let's see if your gun skills have gotten better because they're friends, but they're both drunk. Hands her a gun like this, tells her to practice unloading. Pop out, doesn't rack the slide, inside the gun, there it is. And that one went in the back of his head. Always clear the gun. Always. If you do not practice gun safety, things are going to happen like this. I can't stress to you enough to practice gun safety because more to that point, don't even handle guns with alcohol mixed in. There's not a reason for you to have your gun out if you're drinking. Period. If you have alcohol, I don't care if it's a Smirnoff or a Bartles and James wine cooler. Make sure your firearm is in its safe, in its box, locked with a snake lock, locked up with a code, away from you in a different room. Do not mix alcohol and drugs with firearms because all the stuff I'm telling you about clearing the, racking the slide, clearing the gun, blah 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 blah, it doesn't matter when you're drunk because you're not thinking rationally when you're drunk. Okay, so do me a favor, pay attention to my last video, which I'm gonna post right here, and be safe with firearms. Okay, once again, always clear your gun. Never receive a gun from someone else that is not cleared slightly, just like this. They should hand it to you like this. And if you're going to shoot it, they should hand you a mag separate from a clear gun like this, two pieces. When you hand it back like this, just like this. Here you go, clear. Somebody hands you a gun like this or like this, do not take it. Tell them to clear the gun, please. Clear the gun. Watch them clear, then take it. Make sure you hand it back the same way. Firearm safety, please. Right now, there are people out there trying to take our guns from us, okay? And then they'll use stuff like this to make sure that they have a case against us. Stupid stuff like this. It's sad, but it's stupid. And it's something that can get our guns taken away if a lot of this happens. When all you got to do is practice a little gun safety. Just a little bit of gun safety. That's all you got to do. All right? If you agree, disagree, leave me some comments below. That's all I got to say about it. That's my advice. Like and subscribe and share. Holla at your boy.